For more than a century, Chinese cuisine has been playing an important role in Canadians' food culture. Many of the most well-known Chinese cuisines in Canada were actually invented in Canada. In the early 1800s, the Chinese workers were employed to Canada to help with the construction of the Pacific Railway way across the country. Many of these Chinese workers stayed in Canada after the railway was completed. Some of them became chefs at upper-class families, and some of them opened up restaurants in their residence cities. Did you know the famous Chinese dish, ginger beef, was born in Calgary in the late 70s? Did you know the first legendary chop suey was made in Vancouver nearly 100 years ago? And how about a sweet and sour pork? Did you know sweet and sour pork was firstly introduced to North America in 1800s and was reinvented into the westernized style sweet and sour pork we know now not long after it's been brought into Canada?
My name is Daniel. I came here in 1996 at 6 years old. And then when I came into Victoria, it was about 2.5 years ago. Right now, I am currently owning a Chinese franchise. It's a little bit leaning towards a Western Chinese cuisine more instead of the authentic Chinese cuisine. My dad came here in 1990. He took up many jobs like even construction, laundry, factory work. But in the end, he found a niche that he really liked, is dim sum. And surprisingly, he was really good at it too. In the whole restaurant, he got the top place real quick. And then in 1996, he immigrated my mom and I over here in Canada. What I made here is sweet sour pork. In my personal opinion, in Canada, it's the #1 seller. Everybody knows sweet sour pork. It's not that hard to make. The main thing you really need are a few things here. You start off with your pork. You want to cut it up in cubes, bread it, deep fry it, and of course the sauce. In the sauce, the main thing is the vinegar, the sugar, lemon juice and ketchup for the acidity, and after you stir it up, you're done. I've been in the franchise business for 7 years now, 2.5 in Victoria. We sell a lot of good items as well, like such as honey garlic chicken, ginger beef, dry garlic pork, right? But sweet sour pork is definitely the most popular of all of them. 8 out of 10 customers would get sweet sour pork, and the 2 that don't will usually have sweet sour sauce in the toppings. We cater to a lot of ethnicities, mainly Caucasians, but we do have Asian ethnicity as well. and there is a big difference where when they pick their toppings. For the Caucasians, they lean more on honey garlic, sweet sour, and then as like for the Asian ethnicity, they lean more on the stir fries, so like noodles, black pepper beef, right? I have previous experience from my dad's previous restaurant before he owned a franchise, and what I find that it's the same thing: sweet sour pork, honey garlic chicken, and ginger beef. Those were the top ones for the Caucasian ethnicities. As for the Asian ethnicities, they'll lean more on the stir fries, again like black pepper beef, noodles, and such and such. He was doing dim sum in Vancouver, where the population was more vast and there was more different type of people. Therefore, they accepted more different types of food. When we went to Revelstoke, it was an 8,000 population, and mostly majority were Caucasians, and they tend to like the style of Western Chinese food. So in order to adapt to the newer environment to make money, we had to change our style of food, which became Western Chinese food. Of course, we don't eat the ones that we serve for our customers because we differ in tastes. We like to lean more on the authentic taste. So for example, sweet sour pork. Our sweet sour pork would have bones in it. So hence, in Chinese name, we call it Tangcu Paigu. Sweet sour spare ribs, that's what it's called. The main big difference is, besides the bones, is we don't put orange juice in our sauce, unlike the sweet sour pork for our customers. I definitely think it's a more authentic classic dish from China, because my wife is actually from China, and every time I ask her to cook something, she would be, let's get some sweet sour spare ribs. And me personally, I didn't know how to cook it before, the authentic version, but now being with her so many years, I know how to cook it. Like, yeah, I can cook it for you. You got the materials or anything? Do you? Let's see. I think maybe when I was still back in China, when I was young, I would have my deepest memory would be my grandpa. He would be cooking an entire tilapia with bones, skin, everything on. He would steam it, and then he would put this really, really hot soy sauce on it, and it would just sizzle. And man, that was like the most delicious thing ever. With no MSG, nothing. It was actually really healthy too. So that was what kind of surprised me. Even till this day, I don't know how to make it. My grandpa's still not telling me the recipe, so what can I do? Yeah, I'm really busy right now, but if I got the time, I definitely want to go back to China to eat some good authentic food, and I miss my grandparents a lot too.
Tangcu Paigu.
呢個係咕嚕肉，
Okay.
name of this dish? Or am I just gonna eat it? Just gonna eat it?
吃吧，
Don't like it.
吃吧，可以吃了吧？
Sweet sour pork. 我唔使食。
It's not bad. I've had it before though.
It's not crispy.
Yeah, not crispy.
I don't like sweet.
OK。
Oh, that's very Chinese, right?
这是什么？
Chinese the ribs.
哦，我想試下。
Use my hands and eat. Probably.
Yeah, it's very good. It's not that common in Canada, right?
Probably
Yeah.
compared to that one, maybe this one is better.
I really like it. It's good. It's like the flavor is really subtle, but it's a really nice flavor.
好食，因為比起 sweet sour pork 呢個比較適合中國人食，因為第一佢係有骨，我哋平時都會食有骨嘅肉，但係一般西方人都會比較中意食 boneless 嘅肉，而且呢個鹹味佔即係鹹味同埋酸味佔比較多，所以我覺得 Canadian 應該唔會好中意食呢個菜。
黑乎那个老外肯定不吃了，对吧？
Yeah, it's too dark. They will, for sure, they will be scared.
嗯，
Yeah, not that good look, of course. But for
但是对于我来说，我觉得是色儿甚的好吃。
如果係話比較傳統嘅中國菜，咁肯定就會係呢個甜酸糖醋排骨。
of course the ribs.
Yeah.
I thought that the first dish, the sweet and sour pork, was also traditional Chinese food. I actually didn't think that the second dish, the ribs, were as traditional. I guess it's just because like when I go into like a Chinese restaurant, like you always see that option of having like the sweet and sour pork or sweet and sour chicken, whatever. But you never really see like that kind of like that style cooked ribs.
我覺得喺呢邊西方人肯定會比較 prefer 食迎合佢哋口味嘅嘢，而且我覺得 sweet sour pork 喺呢邊係好好賣，因為我自己本身都係做Chinese fast food 嘅，所以我每日見住好多外國人、好多白人，佢哋都會好中意點 sweet sour pork 同埋用sweet sour sauce 嚟溝落啲飯或者炒麵度食嘅。
Although I like the ribs more, it's just like it seems so much stranger to have that that dish on a Chinese restaurant. So I wouldn't be as confident, I guess, in the way it's made.
一个是它颜色嘛，更这个黑色可能老外不能接受，还有一个就是可能老外对这个甜和酸这个酱，这个味觉他们比较喜欢，然后他可能不太喜欢像中国这样加的大料啊，包括花椒啊，包括里面其他加的一些这个调料，他可能不能接受，对，然后醋啊、黑醋啊这种他不能接受的。
中國人食嘢就唔會咁，但係大部分畢竟係西人嘅社會，我哋做一個食物出嚟，如果係太原汁原味嘅中國菜嘅話，可能西人未必會咁中意。
这前者嘛，它更多的是为了符合老外的口味嘛，所以它才产生了才有这么，它是在 target market 就是老外嘛，所以说这个它就应运而生了。但是这个东西中国人是不太喜欢。
还有一个问题，它那个炸的那个球，它外面是裹了一层面，是炸过的。
老外是喜欢炸的。
对，they prefer the deep fried.
There's not a lot of, I guess, there's not a lot of popularity with ribs. I guess when people go into a Chinese restaurant, just because they believe that like ribs is more of a Western cooking style or making ribs, and so they stick to what's like comfortable for them.
都係好似以前咁講，中國人一定會食翻適合中國人口味嘅嘢嘅，所以係咯，我會揀糖醋排骨。
You said you like it, the deep fried one.
No.
I don't know.
Sometimes.
He likes
Really
Like I said
depends.
before, it really depends, maybe.
Okay, thank you guys.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're welcome.
Sweet and sour pork is a signature Chinese dish that can be found in any Chinese restaurant here in Canada. But sweet and sour pork in China is actually not a common dish. Traditionally, sweet and sour pork is a Cantonese dish and is only available in Guangdong province. In North America, sweet and sour pork is not only a dish on the Chinese menu, it is a symbol of multiculturalism and a cultural adaptation. Many of the early Chinese immigrants ended up in the food industry and became chefs in the restaurants. These Chinese chefs changed their taste in order to make a living. Sweet and sour pork reflected on the hard work of the first generation of Chinese immigrants and how hard they have tried to fit into the new environment. Sweet and sour pork, along with all the other traditional and westernized Chinese food, is no longer just a signature Chinese dish, but also represents the Chinese cultures, Chinese identities, and a Chinese history in Canada.